for me, it's what I don't understand is if for our next wave, and I probably shouldn't even be thinking about this. On but what is there really to talk about with this team? Like besides, oh no, we signed another person. But I really believe that there's an opportunity here for us to go on a run, and it really just depends on Kyrie if he wants to be the kind of linking a personality or player for that run, and even though it turned out
the
to
guy
be
I think is going to want to bolt is Harden.
I
think he's in his warrior stage, KD warrior stage, where he's like, I'm gonna go get these rings,
the
and then I'm
problem
gonna
with
go
that
do something
is
else.
he's KD's age now. But this is a guy who's going to get buckets when he's old. This is a guy that's
Right.
going to play till he's 38 or some weird thing like that. Like, cause he just gets buckets in such an unorthodox way that doesn't depend on athleticism.
His floaters look like they're gonna airball. Like there's no power. He jumps like a.
He doesn't.
I don't want to say
floaters
the word,
though.
He doesn't jump like a man.
He pushes the ball in. And that's not even like something that he worked on. There's a video that's out there, if you could find, if you guys could find, just Google it up. It's James Harden when he's like 12 or 13, and he's like a fat kid, but he's playing in on a half court, and he's just killing the other kid that he's playing. But he's always been that guy. He's always
he's just
that.
A savvy player, and his passing ability will keep his career alive for a long time.
No, man, like that dude is. I feel like there's a part of him that's taking ownership of this thing. I don't know if it's necessary of the Nets, but of this monster that we're creating. And he's already been on 2 teams. I don't think he's going anywhere else. I think he's gonna make a home for himself here, and they're gonna ride this thing until the wheels fall off. Like
you want this to end with a bitter defeat in the playoffs, where you say, you know what, these guys are just too old. That's how you want this thing to end, where everyone says, look, we can't do it together. Maybe now's the time for you guys to go finish your careers somewhere else where you can be more of a role player on that team. And that's how you want this to end. So, hey, it starts with one, and then you got to stack them, and that's how you keep these guys in tow.
Yeah, and besides keeping Dinwiddie, they kept that draft pick that they have this year, and it looks like they want to make that choice. I really think a dude like Sean Marks thinks, forward, backwards, and now, right?
Well, look, they have to prioritize the now, but that doesn't mean you can't keep an eye towards the future.
Right.
And with a Claxton, with another draft choice, you could buy a 2nd-round pick, you stash a guy in the G League, you continue to bring guys in on 10-day contracts, see if somebody sticks. I'm like that guy Johnson. I guarantee you he's in camp with them next year, and they'll say, let's give him, maybe Bruce Brown leaves, and they say this guy could be our new Bruce Brown. We could use him as a rolling 4. He can guard multiple positions. He doesn't shoot it well, but he can finish around the basket for us. And he's a bigger, taller, more athletic version of that.
Right. And Alize Johnson, I'm excited to see him play. I think he could, not because he's just some sick, baller or anything like that, but the dude is physical. He has what I call straightforward. He doesn't dance with the ball. He's just straight to the basket.
Yeah, he's a broke-ass Gerald Wallace.
Yes.
That's what you're trying to develop him into.
Yes. And
that's what you want to develop him into.
He's a good match with Claxton.
I wouldn't hate if the only other name I saw, because it does look like Drummond is going to the Lakers. Yeah. And we'll discuss the ramifications of that. So with that one roster spot, the only other name I saw was Jeff Teague. Does interest me of just getting us another guard that can help. If Harden is out or Kyrie is out, Harden comes out, you have another point guard to play.
So let me get this straight. Is Dinwiddie taking up a roster spot right now? No, right? If he was to come back, they'd have to make a roster spot for him, right?
Yeah, but you waive a Chioza, you waive a TLC, someone like that.
Yep.
They're not going to waive Perry because they're going to want to continue to work with him in the offseason and develop him. But, you waive one of the other guys. And, later, thanks, Chio's. You had a front row seat to the greatest show on earth, and you didn't have to do much. So,
yeah, no, but while they have this one spot, my pick would be, I don't know, right now we have too many guys to play.
Well, that's let's say Otto Porter got bought out, even though it doesn't look like it's you add him in, it's like Jesus, where there's no minutes. These guys might be like I saw Austin Rivers got waived, and he's gonna wind up signing with the Bucks. It looks like, at some point these guys are gonna be like, I want to play. So I'm assuming when the Nets spoke with Aldridge, they were like, you're gonna play the 5 for us. We're gonna eat up DeAndre's minutes. There's minutes for you here. Otherwise, I think he would have went to somewhere like Miami where there would have been a more clear-cut path to playing time.
Right. And I don't know, man. Like, I think they told that they also told Blake Griffin what he was going to do, and that they were going to use him at 4. And it looks like that's coming true. Like, they're using him with another big. Like, we're a long way from Atkinson ball right now. Right now, Nash made us big.
When Blake Griffin looked at the Nets, he's like, that dude I used to play with in Detroit that sucked is getting minutes over there. I'm gonna go there. He thinks he's like, that guy's trash.
Yeah,
that's his thought.
He's handy.
So
but
he's like, if that guy's getting minutes, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, man. Like, what's your 15th spot verdict before we go into the schedule?
Well, we can only. My guess is it's either Johnson or a guard. Another ball handler. I would say. I don't think we're getting another veteran like that. Maybe Teague. Makes sense. Is Napier on the roster? Shabazz?
No.
Dude, I loved his game when he was with us. He had some big games.
He has a very New York City game.
Yeah, he'll come in, he'll jack him up. He doesn't give a shit who's out there. So I wouldn't mind it. I think they need another point guard because they clearly don't trust Chiozza.
I just feel like he's so much like Chiozza.
But he's good. Chiozza is just way too small to do this, and he can't shoot.
Yeah,
and he doesn't even play in games where Kyrie's out and Harden, is out. They use Johnson, or they'll play anybody.
And Harden
but
plays
him,
42 minutes.
Right. So
these are not the Atkinson Nets.
No.
Imagine somebody trying to play 42 minutes for Atkinson. Never in the regular season. Perish the thought.
I do think next year, particularly if they win the whole thing, you'll see some minutes come down because they'll just be like, all right, we've been through the war. We won. We know we could do it again. Let's keep our guys' minutes down. These guys are getting older. You do have to be mindful of their bodies at some point, particularly James.
50 Cent has a saying, have a baby by me, ma'am. Be a millionaire. Well,
right.
Come play for the Nets. Be a champion.
Right.
I think we have an interesting week coming up, man.
Yep, I'm here.
Like, the Timberwolves game tomorrow is an interesting one. Not only do we play, the Timberwolves, but we play another shitty team in the Rockets, who actually won a game finally.
Our schedule coming up is this is where we need to go on this 5-6 game winning streak here, get a couple losses out of Philly, and never look back on that one seed.
Yeah, this is the week it happens. We've had some precarious games. Like the Trailblazers is a game you could think we could lose. The Jazz game
that was a great win.
Excellent win.
That was the first one in a while where I was like, fuck yeah, after the game, because they're coming so frequently now. It's just like, all right, another dub. That one was where I was like, they're gonna lose. Even during the game, I was like, yeah, this ain't looking good.
Yeah, man.
That was just a gritty W.
What a gutless performance by the Wizards.
Yeah, fuck. Man. Yeah.
I sent the tweet that got retweeted a bunch of times because I think people feel it and feel the same. But thank God we got Harden and not Beal. Beal is not Harden.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple weeks. I think that I was like, I think this guy's just happy, no pressure, collecting his check. He gets up his 30.
Yep. I think he likes having his own city.
Yeah, I think he's just like, this is easy for me, you know.
Yeah.
So,
No.
and Westbrook is just totally trash at this point.
Westbrook is the most fake good player in the NBA
Yeah,
right now.
right.
He's going through the last 2 years of Iverson, where he's not that dude and he has no propensity to change. None.
No, none.
So the Piston game annoyed me, but it just showed me again, like, Harden just wants to win. He wants to be the MVP. That post game interview,
Yeah.
he looked straight in the camera, like, plain face, deadpan, looks in the camera and just says, "I am the MVP. I love the hoop. I'm gonna come out here and ball." Like, in a way, he was saying, LeBron is not playing as many games as me. I'm the Lou Gehrig of this shit, and they had to force him to sit against the Jazz.
I didn't even think he played all that great against Detroit, and he still had 45, 14, and 8.
He had a bad game.
like we're getting spoiled, like expecting perfection. But like he was cheesing at one point, like the third quarter. I was like, bro, he hasn't passed in like 8 possessions, and he was turning the ball over. But like he was the difference in the game.
Dude, he missed so many shots from 3, and he still had 44.
His 3-point shooting is getting a little concerning, though. He's really been struggling from there.
But you want to know what's going to help him? The instant medicine for him is when Kevin Durant comes back.
Right. Yeah.
Right now, like that Jazz game told us who we are. Like, I think we almost started to believe the Kool-Aid, like, that the rest of the Nets team is kind of good, and Harden was just leading a kind of good team into victory. No, that Nets team sucks without James Harden.
I mean, look, if you take $140 million a year off your off the court, there's not much left.
Of course, but still, like, we thought we knew something about this team that nobody else knew. That proved how good, and the pressure that just having James Harden on the floor does. Like, because we look like a completely different team. Like, like, it was the exact team that Harden won with the Pistons, and not to say that we would have beat the Jazz with just Harden. If we had Kyrie, we're beating the Jazz. The problem is, I mean, no, the moral of the story is that we are shit without Harden. He's the MVP.
Yeah, I mean, especially with those other guys out, we don't have another point guard. I mean, we're playing Tyler Johnson, and Chioza got some run in that game. It's if that was our team,
right,
we'd be fighting for the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah,
we'd be talking about Cade Cunningham.
It makes me think that the Teague thing is a good idea. If he's out there,
why not, dude? How can it hurt?
It couldn't, and I think they would be really smart to get Jeff Teague. Watch a couple of weekends. The thing that we suggested Sean Marks does 2 hours after the podcast drops. Right. So the week, man, Timberwolves versus Nets. That is a weird game because if we lose any of these games, I think that's the one we lose. Oddly.
Yeah, I think there's almost zero chance of us losing.
Can we make this interesting? They suck.
They're gonna beat them. They're gonna beat Houston. Who else did they play this week?
But wait. You stepped all over my Timberwolves thing, man.
Well, I'm not gonna just say this for the sake of commentary, but they're gonna beat the Timberwolves.
Yo, Butler was so right about those dudes, yo. Like,
soft.
There's not a winning bone in any of your bodies. You're like,
yo, let's be honest. You know who's fallen off the map?
D'Lo.
Where the fuck you been, bro?
Yeah,
he was on a trash Warriors team last year. He didn't make that team better at all.
Nope.
I get him some tough circumstance. He's hurt this year.
Yep.
Where you at, bro?
Yo, man, I'm a big D'Lo supporter. I love the guy. I thought he was gonna excel. I thought he was gonna take the next step, like kind of like the step that Murray took in Denver. I thought he would take that. He doesn't have the supporting cast, and now it's like he's in purgatory, man. Like I think that guy is you know where D'Lo would fit? If you already had 3 superstars.
He could be a third guy, like a team like Miami. He'd be a good fit on.
Yeah.
Um,
He can't be on a. He doesn't elevate